Okay, so we're going to now run this code. A couple of changes I want to make that I realized between videos. I want to add loops done to the very, very bottom. And then I noticed, actually, if you look back at my notes, there's no word range here. So I actually typed that one in incorrectly. So fix that in your example. So we have for loop type 1, for loop type 2, and for loop type 3 all in this same singular problem. Kind of cool. So if we now run this, lots going on. This is why I didn't want to rush it in the last video when I only had a couple seconds left. So if we start looking at this, A starts off at 0. That's how this type 1 works. B starts off at 1. C starts off at 2. So we can see those starting values in there and that those values are starting there. But notice that this most inside loop runs completely until it's done. So it starts off, okay, it increments C to be 4, and then C becomes 6, which doesn't work because that's hitting that highest value. So that's when it pops out of the loop, runs this code for the for loop for B. It says the inside loop ran, and then it essentially what happens is it changes B to B4. We can see this happening right here, and then it runs this whole most inside loop again. C becomes 2, C becomes 4, and notice C resets every time that for loop runs. And then after that, we pop out of that most inside loop and B changes to 7, and it runs again with C equal to 2 and C equal to 4. And then finally, this outside loop finishes running and A increments from 1, or from 0, excuse me, to 1. So we increment from 0 to 1, and then we go through that whole same process again. B restarts at 1, C restarts at 2, goes to 4, gets there, B then changes to 4, B then changes to 7 as it increments C every time as well. And then finally that all finishes and A changes to 2. B resets to 1, C resets to 2, C goes to 4, that loop finishes, B then goes to 4 and runs again with that C loop, B then goes to 7, runs again, and then finally it pops out. So you'll notice that essentially for every time A runs, this same type of loop runs, same code basically, but A has a different value. Every time B runs, C has the same code run, but the B value gets changed. So just go slowly with these. You're going to use this to accomplish some tasks. It's great for making your code very efficient, but you have to be careful not to rush through much through these nested loops. It takes some practice. It takes some planning to use them well.